chasing the cash, I just can't get enough. I've been in and still in my bag. Watch how I run it up. Spaceship straight to the moon. I had to love a love. Shorty was falling in love. All in a double cup. You know I be chasing the cash. It ain't no slowing down. These people all up in my business. They think they know me now.
Watch how I level up. I'm blowing woods at the shop with a double cup. Yup, niggas know not to fuck with us.
Looking at these pictures, I try my best to forget it. When I do it, give me chills. I tell myself it's your spirit. I've seen enough in life to know everything has conditions, and it's best to play for keeps. To hell with an exhibition. People closest to you gon' hate you, so pay attention. And they gon' build you up to destroy you with no repentance. I can't keep them kind of niggas around me within my distance, and I can't trust a soul. I'm always packing equipment. I remember pulling knives out the kitchen to help my nigga. Told him I'ma leave and bleeding for principle. Go and figure. Lose a homie over less than 100. That ain't your nigga. He just jealous and he needed an out. Fucking me bitter. Me and my pops ain't getting along. Gotta respect it. Man, these niggas need a hug. They feelings hurt, they neglected. He ain't gotta respect it. The feelings is somewhere separate, and I'ma always keep it 100. Gotta accept it. All this pain inside my fucking mind got me going crazy. I've been hustling, I've been on my grind, so I ain't told them lately. Mix a Percocet with purple rain, got me hella faded. I ain't tripping, fuck them, I do me because I know they hate it. All this pain inside my fucking mind got me going crazy. I've been hustling, I've been on my grind, so I ain't told them lately. Mix a Percocet with purple rain, got me hella faded. I ain't tripping, fuck them, I do me because I know they hate it. I keep my feelings tucked, so this is new to me. But I keep on stacking paper, fuck all of the scrutiny. People turn they back, but who need them? I'd rather you than me. I ain't compatible to the way you prove yourself to be. Niggas on your side to love you and even hype you tough. You can't get a stream, your homies won't even swipe you up. If I come off angry, it's pride, cause I don't give a fuck. I be on my own, regardless of who I'm with or not. I was just a little nigga that ain't never win a lot. So when I'm in traffic, I ain't playing with you, kid or not. Had to check my focus, I was bugging, said it had to stop. Push it in perspective, got aggressive, then I hit the spot. I can't act like nothing in my life ain't come with loyalty. My lady held me down through the worst, she really spoiled me. Let me function through my shit to find out there was more to me. So fuck all of the pain, bitch, I'm living, it's a joy to be. All this pain inside my fucking mind got me going crazy. I've been hustling, I've been on my grind, so I ain't told them lately. Mix a Percocet with purple rain, got me hella faded. I ain't tripping, fuck them, I do me because I know they hate it. All this pain inside my fucking mind got me going crazy. I've been hustling, I've been on my grind, so I ain't told them lately. Mix a Percocet with purple rain, got me hella faded. I ain't tripping, fuck them, I do me because I know they hate it. Sitting in the dark, shed tears, nobody witnessed it. Lessons of my past told me what nobody give a shit. I was on my own as a youngin', they didn't give me shit. I just had to get up and get it on some relentless shit. Looking for my daddy who need him, that nigga gone on now. Yeah, he's still alive, but fuck him, I'm on my own now. Speak about respect to me, nigga, you really trippin'. You ain't even got respect for yourself, nigga, you slippin'. I just like to think when it's said and done, nigga, we different. You ain't never seen the mind, so fuck it, part my distance. Mama did her best, stayed down, carried the load, though. Pain in isolation, stole the motherfucking soul, though. This shit ain't about me, I promise. I miss your spirit, but you bitter and you lonely as fuck. My biggest fear is that you never gon' grow. I said, fuck it, I let you go. Nigga had to drop the dead weight, and when it hit the flow, everything made sense. Your loss is disappointing, you can blame me for it all, but sorry, this ain't your moment. Niggas full of feelings is something I can't accept. You my brother, but you stepped on the line. Coming correct is imperative, my nigga, it's funny, I know you better. We don't kick it, but I know you my nigga, and that's forever. Swear I'm getting numb to the hate, just trying to live a bit. They said that I wouldn't be nothing, and I ain't give a shit. Father of the year, 4 babies, a born hustler. You can call me anything, but don't ever say I'm a sucker. Slapped a little nigga, he thought that I was a buster. Ain't no beef, but let's be honest, it's likely I'll never trust you. You can never say I was solid, you know you witnessed it. Funny how these people be silent and playing innocent. Tell you that they love you, then tear you down on some Twitter shit. Sending you my best, my hope is that you'll live again. Staring at your picture, tears fall, it's unpredictable. One minute I hate you, the other I couldn't let you go. No matter the distance between us, I had to let you know I love you. And I know that the damage was unintentional. This time I just follow my dreams, they've been neglected, and that hating shit just giving me ammo for heavy weapons. Keeping it 100, that's a part of my blessings. People say that they don't like me, but promise none of them stepping. Maybe in the end these niggas will learn their lesson, but regardless, understand that it's never me that is stressing. Yeah, understand that it's never me that is stressing. Shot.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Smoke Session with Squirrel, episode 65. And man, who do we got in the building with us today?
Your boy Rashaad Lee, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from, what you do, tell them why you on here.
I'm born and raised Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Slide your chair this way.
I've
Slide your
been,
chair.
tell them.
Both of you can slide your chair this way. Yeah.
I've been rapping for about a year and a half, really consistently, but I made my first 3 songs back in 2017. I didn't really take it serious at that time. I was just, fucking around, playing around with the music, man. And then, I think after the pandemic, it made me, dig a little deeper into my art and shit. And then, the rest is history. So I've been making it since then. I just dropped my first mixtape, Realest in the City. It's got about 13 tracks on it, man. But, yeah, my first body of work.
Okay, so we're gonna take it back a little bit, man. I'm gonna go back because I want to know a little bit more. So, when I first met you, I came across you with the art stuff. Tell us a little bit about that, like how you actually got into doing a little. Because I remember you doing stuff for Shorty Fat, and then stuff like that. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, man. Shorty Fat, man. Rest in peace to him, man. He was a real solid dude, man. I think it was like 2014 I started drawing pictures, and I had just gotten back into art, man. And the one thing I liked doing was like drawing portraits and shit like that. So I had gotten into that tough, and then I started using the Instagram platform, and then, linked up with a lot of different people. Like, I don't know, it seemed like an accident. I was just, posting pictures, and, people would reach out to me. And that's where I met Fat at, amongst other people. But he was one of the more prominent people that I ended up building, a working relationship with, So, and I just kept drawing and doing that a little after he passed. That's when I decided I was just going to go ahead and drop a single or whatnot. And,
Cause that's how that's how I came across you. Like, you in my city, but I didn't come across your shit till, cause I fuck with Wolf and all them in the Slamerican family. So when I seen the artwork and I clicked on him, like, man, he's from Kalamazoo. Like, whether it's I seen you around, just didn't know you or wasn't familiar like that, but I seen it like that. Like, damn, that shit was crazy. So, Like, how did that shit with Fat even happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you hit him up? Did he hit you? Was it, you know what I'm saying? How did that happen with that connection?
Shit, bro, just being, aggressive with drawing. I wasn't asking nobody for permission. I was just drawing pictures of people that I was inspired by at the time, or affiliates of people I was inspired by at the time, and I would just tag them in the picture, and then they see it or they didn't, and I move on. But Fat was one of the people that reached back out. Big Henry was another dude. Shout out to
Big Henry.
Yeah, shout out to Tony Footwork too. I drew a picture of him and his pops, and that's actually how me and him linked, because he was actually in Kalamazoo, but I knew him through. I think I had first seen him in a Ritz video, bro.
Hey, so shout out my nigga Tony Footwork and Ritz and my whole CNT fam. Shout out all y'all for sure. That's what we got to get. We got to get my nigga Footwork on here and talk his shit a little bit too. But so you said you put out your first single back in 2017. I seen that you worked with a little bit with like Swisher House, Michael 5000 watts.
Yeah, DJ
Talk about that a little bit.
Shit, yeah, that's another crazy thing. I just reached out to a bunch of people. I don't even think I reached out. I was just following certain people from Houston. And one of the people that I did a collab with in 2017 and just recently, his name Key Will, out in the Houston area. And I didn't know he knew Mike Watts personally. So I had seen him advertising, features for like $50 on IG, and I was like, fuck it, I'm new to the game, man. I wanted to reach outside of my city and do something different. So I sent him the 50, man. He dropped the verse, and then I had told him, because I've always been inspired by that Slowed and Throwed Houston, Texas shit. And coming up, I was a big fan of Trey and Zero and a lot of the people out there, man. And so I think after we had dropped the single Solo, I liked how it sounded. And I asked him, what's the chances of me being able to get that Chopped and Screwed by DJ Michael Watts? And bro told me, hold on 5 minutes, man. Hit me back after 5 minutes, told me, he'll do it for, this much. And then it was a wrap, bro.
It's all on who you know.
Yeah, that's network for your network, bro.
Definitely. For real, you gotta talk, man. Y'all can't be afraid to hit people up and reach out to artists, producers, promoters, DJs. What you gotta reach out, man, because like he wouldn't even have got that if he didn't reach out to try to make a thing happen. And just so happened, the dude he hit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's who know who and it's connections, man. So that's dope how you made that work.
And you never know who out here like you or your music or what you got to offer. So you gotta put yourself out. So that's a smart move.
For real, man. And it's crazy too, man, is when you build a rapport, nowadays you can build a better relationship with people through something like IG than you can with people in your own city, man. So it's like the better you build that rapport, the more opportunity come with that, because then it's sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's less about the money and more about the art, or just the networking aspect of things, man. So real recognize real, man. As long as the respect is there on both sides, man, you can really get some shit done.
Okay, so you say you born and raised Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So growing up in Kalamazoo, and you said you really just started taking music serious maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you by growing up in Kalamazoo that would reflect in your music?
Shit, bro. That's a good question, man. I think a lot of what reflects in my music, is mostly, like where I come from on a personal level. I think everybody, no matter where you at, your experience of, life or where you at comes from the inside out. So, a lot of everything that, I talk about in my music, was shaped through, my personal experiences, and then from there, everything you've been through, that's how you see your environment. So a lot of my music talks a lot about, being, more or less like a one deep kind of person, like a solo kind of person, keep to myself. I'm a real serious dude. Yeah. I live life intentionally, I guess, you know. So I try to stay out the way, man. But other than that, you know, everything that, you know, most people see and view growing up here in Kalamazoo, you know, I see it a lot of the same. You know, we all from the small city, you know, we just doing our best around here, you know what I mean?
Facts.
So I heard you say like Zero and some of the down south people were some of your influences for music. Tell us actually like what was like what got you into rapping? Like who were some of the people that you listened to that was your influences in music that got you on the rap tip?
Got me on the rap tip, man. You talking more like idols growing up, or
idols growing, or local people. Like if there was somebody like my older cousin influenced me. Like I used to listen to Jay and Wayne and all, you know, whoever. But like my older cousin was one of them guys that I listened to as a young kid that really made me want to rap. Even though the mainstream guys was doing it, I was seeing him do it for real. You know what I'm saying? In my face. So it could be a local person. It could be your influences growing up. Any of that.
Yeah, my influences growing up, man, like, I want to say a lot of people, you know, we all say, you know, a lot of cliche, you know, rappers inspired like Jay Pac, you know, a lot of things like that. But I think for me, man, a lot of my inspiration from music came from more of the underground scene, you know, especially from artists like Zero. Bone Thugs and Harmony was a big inspiration, even though they were mainstream. But, you know, there's a lot about the stories that was told. Scarface, you know, out in Houston, you know, it's like the storytellers in the game is, I think, what inspired me the most. And then from, you know, like a local level, you know, I think, shit, you know, like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, seeing what you and PS Gang, you know, was doing around the city, you know, kind of made me look at that like, oh, shit, I can do it too, you know what I mean? And then Rob is in Skinny Boy, two people that actually got me into rapping. Bros hit me up, or I had told Rob, you know, I planted to see, like, yo, I want to hit the studio. And he introduced me to Skinny. I linked with Skinny. I went and picked Skinny up the next day.
While we right here, hey, hold on, I'm gonna let him finish. Skinny supposed to be on this motherfucker. Y'all make sure y'all blow Skinny ass up. And tell him he gonna be on this bitch next, man. Y'all don't know, Skinny make these beats, and he one of the coldest in the city with the samples. Yeah. He bad with that shit. But back to what you were saying, my brother. I ain't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to, before I forgot. I fuck with Skinny. Shout out my nigga RB, he ain't here, but you already know Rob and Skinny. Shout out my niggas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I honestly wouldn't be rapping if it wasn't for Skinny and Rob. But yeah, I picked Skinny up. We went shit down there on Ada and shit, Ada and Woodbury and shit. Linked with Jeannie, High Priest. Shout out to Jeannie. And that was my first single that we dropped. It was called This What Dope Sound Like. Skinny actually gave me the hook for that shit, man. Like, shit, that was my first song, so I wrote the verse, you know, and both of the bros, Rob and Skinny, they both did their thing on that, man. If y'all ever get a chance, check out that single, This What Dope Sound Like. It's got 13,000 streams on Spotify alone, so, yeah, man, but that's how it happened, man.
Okay, so that's a dope name for a title. How do you go about how's your process of coming up with a name for a song like that? Because that's a dope ass name. That make a nigga want to listen to it because it's a dope sound like, you know what I'm saying?
For that song, Skinny. Shit, he jotted the hook, you know, he kind of was just playing with it and he was like, you know, this was dope sound like, he was like, how about we just do it like that? And so I just stepped up to the mic, dropped the hook, but it was his idea, man. And so from there, that was the hook. Is This What Those Sound Like? So we just went ahead with that, you know, made it easy on ourselves.
Right.
So go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
So right now, in the music game, do you feel that the music game is watered down? Do you feel like it's like we last of a dying breed with the type of music that we make or that we would think the world needs to hear?
Here locally or on
a every level.
I hear a lot of the same sound. Like a lot of the same sound coming out. A lot of artists. You don't sound like an artist, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha, yeah. Man, I think I try to be humble about it, man, because, you know, I look at myself and I'm like, you know, like, I don't know. I try to just keep a certain level of humility about myself. But when it comes down to it, bro, like, yes, it is, diluted, but at the same time, man, like I'm inspired by a lot of newer artists, like Lil Baby, Rod Wave, Corday. I could go on and name drop forever, but it's a lot of newer artists that I'm inspired by, based on not just because they're great lyricists, but because they are great performers. Like, every person making music isn't a lyricist or a rapper. Some of them are just entertainers. Some of the product that you seeing that's out is being created by songwriters and labels that want a certain sound. So if you can look deeper than the music and actually see the artist, I guess it's a little easier to draw inspiration from, that diluted sound that we kind of got to deal with nowadays.
Yeah, man. A lot of people, like, when you hear your sound sound completely different, because you're not trying to sound like nobody. Like, your voice is a lot different than nobody. Like, you're not on here throwing auto-tune on your verses and shit all the time. And, tell us like where you got your, when did you start to know your sound? Like, a lot of people have their sound. I know you did your first song, but like, it seemed like you found the sound. You kind of found the sound you're looking for.
Yeah, nah, for real. I think that just came, recently, man. When I dropped my first mixtape, I actually had an opportunity to stay in the studio on a consistent basis and kind of discover who I was or am as an artist, and having a more experienced engineer to work with too that, got to know me. It helped me, understand who I was artistically. I've always known I had a voice, and I've had people tell me, man, multi-millionaire tell me I'm sitting there trying to get, business advice for, a lawn care company that I still have to this day. And,
we'll talk about that.
He's telling me, hey, all that's great. I'm glad you got dreams of doing this. But he's like, man, you got a voice, and you need to do something with your voice. And ever since then, I think that's what made me, take music serious. But I've always known I had a voice. I think, as far as the art, I just now, as of recently, discovered, who I am. And I think just going with the most genuine aspect of yourself, telling your story, is what, gives you that original sound.
So when did so you just talked about it. So you a hustler like me, man. So you said you started a lawn care service. Tell us a little bit about that. When did you start your lawn care service?
May 8, 2014, man.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Shit, I got tired of getting fired from jobs and shit, bro. And then eventually I was just like, you know what? I bet any kind of money, I ain't gonna fire myself. And, I just started betting on myself. And really, that's what it came down to. Is
Bet
just,
on yourself.
like,
That's, hey.
Hey,
nigga, I'm about to make that a shirt.
Hey, bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself, nigga. That is the best. That's the word. That's the slogan of the day. Cause man, ain't nobody gonna bet on you more than yourself. Like, you might have somebody that might believe in you, but you gotta believe in yourself to, to believe that you can make this shit happen yourself.
No, for real. Like, I've lost so many jobs, bro. I've always been a hustler, so I started working when I was 14, pushing carts at Myers.
What was the first job you lost? That one?
Yeah, but I think I quit that when I walked out.
Crashing into somebody's car with their
Nah,
cart?
it just started snowing, bro, and I wasn't about pushing carts through slush and shit, man. I was always taught to
he
work
was like,
smarter,
I was good.
not
That
harder.
snow came. He said, "Fuck this."
Right, man. And after you get tired of losing enough jobs, you like, look, you disappointing your family and shit. And you like, look, man, like, if I can control if somebody enjoy the type of person I am or what kind of work I do, I can't control that, but I can control how hard I work, And if that's the only thing it come down to, then I felt like I had a lot more control over my future and my financial future if I just, put the work on my own back, So the crazy thing about that is when I started the shit, I was actually working at a kitchen, and I told my boss what I was intending on doing, man. And eventually, when I lost that job, I just went ahead and did it, man. And the rest is history. But
Tell us a little bit about like what you guys do for yourself. Like what all type of services, you know what I'm saying, that you offer.
man, it's super basic. I don't have employees, so I'm pretty much like,
doing
I guess
everything yourself,
the technical term for it would be I own my own job, so I'm self-employed. But as far as services, everything you can think of when it comes to lawn care, tree trimming, basic yard maintenance, spring cleanups, pretty much any and everything, small landscaping jobs. But
Hey, so if y'all need any of that shit done, this spring, that rain getting everything nice and good, grass gonna be growing, man. Make sure y'all reach out to my man. Tap in if y'all need y'all shit done. He doing it. Your shit still active, right? Like you said, you getting it in. Yeah, so hey,
that's how I make
anybody need yard maintenance of any sort, man, make sure y'all tap in, man. You sound like you got a real good head on your shoulders, man, the way you talking. I know you do a lot of reading, man. What's
I try.
You try? Well, I know you like to read. So what's one of your favorite books that you done read that you like?
I think
I'll say what's your favorite, and then what book was like the most like influential on you? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think if I want to go, man, because after you read so many books, it's like movies, man, and you got to think, like, what was my favorite movie? And you watch so many, it's like, damn. But if I want to go all the way back to, the beginning of, what inspired me to go, for everything that I go for now, it'd be Think and Grow Rich. And before Think and Grow Rich, and Napoleon Hill wrote that, and a lot of people know of it, but I don't think a lot of people actually divulge into the book enough to profit from it.
To understand what the book is really trying to explain.
Yeah, you got to read it 3 times, and I read it 3 times, and I need to read it 3 more because there's so many things that, I still don't employ in my life.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. But before I read that book, a teacher had given me a book. It was called The Secret. It was about,
You got like the seal on the front of that
yeah,
book? I seen that.
about the law of attraction. It's a real basic principle where it say your thoughts become things. So what you give all your attention to, you magnify it, and that becomes your reality. So take that for what you will. But those are the two books that I began reading, and then once you read 1 or 2 books that open, your mind up to where you look at life differently, that's when all them other books will come to you.
Okay. So, tell us a little bit about this journey that you are on, and what it means to you. Like a lot of people see the dreads. A lot of people done seen this nigga probably all over the city at places, events, all kind of shit, and you just don't know him. You know what I'm saying? But tell us a little bit about what you about the Rastafarian.
Yeah, man. A lot of times, man, what's so crazy is a lot of motherfuckers will be like, "Oh, you look like you from Florida," or they just ask me, "You from Florida?" And a lot of times I gotta tell them, it's not a Florida thing. It's a cultural thing, because I don't got wigs. I got freeform locks. So it's a
Know the difference in all.
It's a big difference. Yeah, like I might have dreads that look like wigs, like maybe this one right here, but I don't manipulate them to look a certain way. They just do their thing, and eventually they fall and they look like all the other ones. But to answer your question more directly, I'm Rastafarian. It's a spirituality. We don't really look at it as a religion, because spirituality is like the freedom to believe, without repercussion, where, religion has so many rules and regulations and penalties, if you don't follow a certain way. But, the foundation of, being Rasta, the spirituality of Rastafari is we believe in Haile Selassie. We call him Jah. And it's pretty much a spiritual journey, and a relationship that you build with a higher power and yourself. in a nutshell, without going, extremely deep into it, in the Word. We believe and read the Bible, but it's a Eastern African spirituality and not a Western belief or faith, if you will.
Yeah. So, like, does that is that a part of your everyday life, as in health and the other things you do? Like, I know you know what I'm saying. Like, I know you do a lot of the walking and do a lot of different things and stuff. Is that all take part in that too?
Oh yeah, bro. When you're rusted, it's pretty much it's a lifestyle, and it's a undying pursuit of perfection. You'll never reach that perfection. You'll never get to that ultimate plateau of being perfect. But as long as you aim the bar high, anywhere you fall short is none short of righteousness, I guess, if you look at it in that way.
So, one more thing on that before we get off of that. How long have you been practicing Rastafarian?
I've been Rastafarian for 10 years. So my dreads, I'd say about 9 years. My dreads been growing for about 9 years. I've never twisted them. I've never manipulated them. I've never done nothing, man. They all natural, man. They just do their own thing. Wash and go.
Wash and go. That's the thing too. Like, a lot of people say, or you hear a lot of people that don't have them or that have them say that you're not supposed to wash your dreads. What do you like? Like, are you not supposed to wash them? Are you supposed to wash them, or
them niggas that be twisting their locks and shit, man? They the ones that be going without washing their shit. I'm gonna keep it 100 because they try to rust their locks, so they put that gel and shit. And if they get their hair wet, they don't want it to fall out, so they'll go months without washing that shit until it locked, and then man. We don't do that.
You wash your shit.
We don't do that, nah.
We don't do that shit. So what do you have? I know you said you just dropped a tape. When did you drop the album?
Shit. I think at the end of February, to be honest. What is it? April? Yeah, at the end of February 28th, something like that, is Realest in the City. I switched my rap name from Shad to Rashaad Lee, so it's self-titled. But that's my first project, man. I put in about 4 months in recording, not each song, but 13 songs, it took about 4 months to record.
Okay. What's like you said, I know you said like how it is with the movies, but what's your favorite song on the album?
On my album? Shit. That's a damn good question, bro. Man, I'm not one that likes that really SGF.
SGL?
Yeah. I don't like picking my own favorites, man, but that one, featuring Rob.
Okay. Since that's your favorite, did you expect it to turn out the way it did turn out?
I did. It really just came down to getting Rob ass in the studio, man. I knew it was gonna slide. I just needed bro to come through on it,
Lace that
man.
bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like doing features with him, man, because I feel like our styles complement each other,
Me too, man. It's easy when you have a person to not piggyback off of, but piggyback off of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes it gives you different vibes that maybe you might not have did yourself, or it makes you come on a different beat that you normally might not have got on or something, but it challenges you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I like that shit. So you, what's your plan? Do you plan on shooting? You plan on shooting videos for a lot of the songs on the thing, or are you gonna just push a couple and work on the next project?
Nah, I had dropped a single right after the mixtape called Honesty. I just did that just to give another single behind the mixtape, because the plan is to shoot about 3 music videos, man, take a break from recording for a few months, and then shoot a few videos, man, have some fun with it. All the hard work is, in the studio and shit, man. So at this point, you know, the spring, summer's coming, man. I'm about to have a little fun shooting these videos, man, see what it do. Probably get back in the booth about fall, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. So, what is your plans next? Like, you got, or you work? Have you been? You say you dropped Honesty, so that's not on nothing. That's just you wanted to get in there and get back in that bit.
Yeah, man, it had a little rhythm, man, where it had a little shit going on, man. So I felt like I could say something on it, man. So usually that's where I get most inspired by, man, is like melodic trap or beats that, you know, have some kind of you know, melody to it to where I can dig into some shit, man. So that's really what inspired it. I was just like, man, I could say something on this. And so that's exactly what I did.
All right. Okay. I just want to get your opinion on a couple things. I'll just ask you a couple of random questions about everyday shit that's going on right now. So, what was your take on the Will Smith Chris Rock shit? You think that shit was set up? I think that shit was fake. Like, I think that shit was staged like a motherfucker. But you think it was set up? Like, what's your take on that whole thing? On him just going on stage slapping this nigga.
I think Jada, crazy bitch. I think Will following right behind her. I think that man resigned from the Academy Award of Arts and Sciences right after the damn incident. So I don't think it was staged. I think bro just lost his goddamn head. I think that's really what it comes down to, bro. They say happy wife, happy life, but it's the opposite. You know, unhappy wife, unhappy life in his circumstance, man.
Hell yeah. So, what I know I'm asking you things that everybody done seen. So, what was your thoughts on Mike Tyson hitting that motherfucker on the plane?
That shit. It's unfortunate for bro head, man. Like that was the first time I ever seen the nigga with blood marks bleeding from each knuckle that punched him.
It was
man.
on the skin, like
the
skin,
bro,
knuckles pierced the skin.
He wasn't even like lumped up. It cut his ass, and he didn't even. He was throwing short punches, man. Like, it's crazy. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life.
Little short ass punches too.
Short little punches just splitting his head, bro. Like, that's wild, man.
So, yeah, like I said, you know, that's why I like to see what your mind is. I know you done seen a lot of this shit because you be on the net too. So, man, motherfuckers be getting brave, man. What you think about that motherfucker that hopped on stage with that little gun knife and shit that tackled Dave Chappelle and shit the other day?
You know, I ain't even see that shit. I've been seeing memes about it. I seen how he looked after that shit, and I ain't never seen
y'all gotta
a
be
knot
prepared
so
when
big
y'all on
on
stage.
somebody's head, man. Like, bro had a knot. That was the whole side of his head.
His whole shit right here. His shit like the Elephant Man.
Bro.
Like, remember when Martin got beat up on that episode and shit? And then Martin shit was lumped up? Like,
that's what he looked
they stomped
like,
that nigga out on stage and shit. Like, this motherfucker hopped on stage, bro. And they said when they got in his bag, the motherfucker had the knife and the gun. He had a gun with a knife on the front of that bitch.
Nigga had what they call those bayonets. This nigga had a bayonet pistol. That's crazy.
A bayonet 9mm, ain't that a bitch?
Oh, crazy motherfuckers, man.
Man, so where do you think the you said you like the new generation of music? Like, where do you think music is going? Like, you think it's in a good spot of where we at right now? Like, mainstream wise of music, like, what do you listen to right now? You said Lil Baby and
shit, man. I spend a lot more time making music than I do listening to it now. But whenever I feel like, you know, I got writer's block or something, man, I usually just go on, you know, a streaming service. I use Tidal, but
see what's hot.
I go on there and just let it play on the track radio, man, and just, oh, my bad, bro. And just, you know, skip through the bullshit songs and add the dope ones to my playlist. That's how I find new music, man. That ain't garbage, man. It's just like it's a filter.
Let it play sometime.
Same way as artists, we go through beats and shit. You know, we got to cycle through a bunch of beats, a bunch of bullshit before we realize, this is motherfucking slide right here. So it's the same thing with music, man. You just gotta skip, and then find that line.
You are you doing any features right now? If anybody want to tap in for some features,
Shit,
or
yeah.
or you just focusing on you right now?
I'm always, open to do features, man. Like I'm big on, just networking and working with whatever. I'm gonna be honest though, like if a nigga garbage, I won't work with him. Like.
So at least make sure your shit tight. Your shit tight, hit the nigga up. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. A lot of motherfuckers don't do features. A lot of people do. He said he doing features. So, if they wanna find you, where can they find you? Your social media, like your social medias and shit.
Hit my IG, man. Rashaad Lee. RASHAAD.LEE. Hit that follow, send a DM, man, whatever. Shit, we can work, man.
What's the next video you shooting for the project, man?
That SGF video, man.
Hey,
Rob don't know it yet, but it's about to
it's
go
getting
down.
shot though.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna need you too, bro.
You in that thing, man. I already know. Take a second, man. Go ahead and shout out our sponsors, man. Shout out Apple Sky Farms, man. You know, they keep us good on the pod, the tree, edibles. We got motherfucking infusions. If you don't smoke, we got CBD shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it's episode 65, man. Smoke Session with Squirrel. Make sure y'all go hit the motherfucking YouTube and subscribe. Make sure y'all go follow Rashaad on Instagram. Go follow us on Instagram, Smoke with Squirrel. And let us know who y'all want to have next on the podcast, man. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe to that motherfucker. We out.
Yeah.